Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Rowe-Thrush Solution Selling Show. And quick shout out to all the dads out there. Happy early Father's Day. Hope you all have a great weekend planned. My wife is surprising me with something special tomorrow. So she said we got to leave the house at 6 o'clock in the morning and we're driving somewhere for 2 hours. Well, they're driving and she said, why don't you ride your motorcycle? So I'm kind of looking forward to a nice long ride on the bike, going to some mystery that's unknown. So looking forward to that, and then spending some time with my dad on Sunday. So today we have Nice. We have Chris with Nice North America, and we'll be getting into the world of gate operators and security. Before we do that, what is the Rowe-Thrush Solution Show? This is a show that we put on every week, every Friday at 2 o'clock Central Time, where we bring on a different supplier partner of ours and we interview them, asking them the types of questions that we feel a Grainger account manager would want to know. If you're watching this in the future and you want to participate in any of our upcoming live streams that we do, you could always RSVP and join us while we're live streaming and type in any questions that you may have for the supplier while we're live. It's a great way for you to be able to interact with our supplier partners. With that all said, I would like to welcome Chris Lee to the show. Welcome, Chris. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you, James? Good to see you.
Good to see you too. We had a good to see you, I should say, because very glad to see you because we were having a little technical difficulties with her camera while we were waiting to get live. That's why we're a little late, but great to have you on the show today.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm looking forward to it.
So I talked a little bit about my plans for the weekend, for Father's Day weekend. Do you have anything special planned?
Not really. I'm just kind of hanging out here at the house and doing some honeydew things, That's what I do.
Very good. Very good. So before we get into who Nice North America is, tell us a little bit about yourself. What is it that you do at Nice? How long have you been there? And maybe a little bit about your background prior to Nice.
Well, I've been here at Nice for about 3 years now, and I've been selling to various different accounts that I have. And prior to getting here, I actually worked for Jack Legs Beef Jerky Company, if you probably know who that is. And I worked for them for 6 years prior to that as a national account manager. So that was quite the experience, a lot of fun, but I had a nice opportunity to come to Nice, and that's exactly what I did.
Very good. Love some good beef jerky. My wife's favorite is Chomps, and I can't remember the name of my favorite one. I can't remember it for the life of me, and I ate it today at lunch too. So
Oh my
I
goodness.
feel
Well,
kind
maybe
of
it was
bad.
Jack Legs.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Yep.
So I do have one other question to ask you.
Mhm.
It's something that I ask everybody.
Yep.
So last year, the question of the season was, what is your favorite movie and why?
Mhm.
And, we had Bruce on last time covering for you. This time
Mhm.
we got you, though. And the question this year, though, is what is your favorite song or band and why?
Oh man. Gosh, I have a large variety of music that I like. It just depends whatever mood I'm in, right? So, but I kind of like the old stuff, right? I kind of like, I like a little bit of, gosh, let me think. Who is it? I mean, I like old stuff. Like I like the Beatles, and I like some of the, you know, Marshall Tucker Band. Um, a little Leonard Skinner's always good.
Oh, yeah.
That type of
Can't go
thing.
wrong with Leonard Skinner.
Nope, can't go wrong with that. Just again, it just depends on the mood I'm in, right? So, and I like the more mellow stuff too. So it just depends, what's going on.
So which of those three that you mentioned would kind of be your go-to, no matter what your mood is, you always could enjoy listening to them?
Of those three, probably Marshall Tucker Band. I like a lot. I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, I will be listening to some Marshall Tucker then on the way home today. So thank you for the musical recommendation. It's something I started a while back where somebody recommended something and or mentioned what their favorite was, and I was like, it's been a while since I've listened to that. So since
Okay.
then, I've been listening to everybody's recommendations. So thank you for that. Appreciate it. Do you have any fond memories or anything like that you would care to share about listening to them or a concert or anything like that?
I'm not sure if I can share that or not.
Okay, okay, very good. If this is going out on the internet,
I
so it's
know,
there
right?
forever. So I get it. So with with that, let's get into nice North America.
Sure.
Who are they? What is it that they do? That's kind of a cool name to have to say. I work for Nice.
It
So tell
is.
us a little bit about them.
It is. If you go to the next slide there, I think that really kind of says it all. So, Nice, just to let you know, was acquired, of course, by acquired Nortec Security back in October of 21. So prior to this, we were Nortec. And prior to that, we were actually GTO, which is Gates That Open. Nice, of course, has over 3,000 employees across 211 countries. So we're really big and we
Wow.
represent over 30 nationalities. So we operate 16 different technical innovation centers and 15 international plants worldwide. So we definitely have the technology and we have the skills to take, and you'll see all the different items that we have on the next page. And that really brings it down to the variety of items that we have. So if we can go to the next one, I think that would help.
Okay.
So these are the items that are is in our brand portfolio. And of course, I kind of hang around this perimeter access here, the Mighty Meal, the linear, high security kind of area. But as you can see, we have smart home innovations. We have a segment on that. We also have audio and video, and we do management and access control, and of course, health and wellness too. So we have a lot of different varieties. And a lot of this can be available through Granger sourcing. If you go on to the Nice website and you see something in there that you find to be very interesting and want to know more about it, and you want to know costing on it and things like that, Granger sourcing obviously would be a good place to go. Go onto our website first, check it all out. Something you're interested in, you can definitely go through Granger sourcing, and then we'll go from there. And then they'll usually contact me, and then I can give you whatever you need as far as pricing and things like that.
Excellent. Yeah, I couldn't have said it better than what you just did. And currently, the product lineup that we have, as Chris alluded to, it's the perimeter access. So it's Mighty Mule and it's linear.
Mhm.
Actually, we do have some items that are still branded Gates That Open or GTO, and we need to transition those over to being called linear products. But it's all gates that, or it's all gate operators and accessories, whether it's sensors or keypads, things like that, to be able to operate gates. And it is quite the history. So we started out representing Gates That Open, GTO, from the beginning when we got them into Granger, and then they were acquired by Nortec. Wow, probably about 7 years ago or so.
Yeah, yeah,
And then Nortec just recently, as Chris mentioned, was acquired by Nice.
mhm.
So, thank you for going through all that. And to everybody watching too, down below there is a QR code. If you scan that code with your phone, it will take you to the possibility of, I think it's about 3 or 4 web links. It's all of Linear's products on Granger.com. It's Mighty Meals products on Granger.com, their YouTube channel, and the Nice website. That way you can take a look at all of these different brands and learn a little bit more about the smart home automation, the health and wellness, and those other products. So
Mhm.
great resources available to you down in that QR code. So Before we get into this, tell us a little bit about the applications of gate operators. Where would a customer want to use the gate operators that we have, the Mighty Meals and the Linear branded products?
Mhm.
What types of customers?
So when you think of Mighty Meal is more for the DIY customer, the customer who kind of wants to do it themselves. They're very handy. They may have some farm gates or
Oh, you froze a little bit there. No, she's still frozen.
gate openers also. So if you have that type of gate, we certainly have that. And each one of those gates openers are designed for a specific size and weight of your gate, right? So, and we have all that detailed in under each one of our products. So we try to make it as clear as possible. However, one thing that a lot of people don't know, which I think is a great resource, is our tech department. If you call them, we'll get into that a little bit later. But if you don't know what to get, like you're like, I really want a gate opener and I want maybe the Mighty Mule or the Linear product, but I'm not sure what I need. You can actually call our tech line and just describe what you have. They'll ask you how large it is. I'll tell you, what kind do you want? Do you want, a chain length, or do you want, a regular gate, whatever you have, whatever the material is made of. And then they'll give you recommendations long before you even buy it. So let's say you're, even if you're advising one of your customers, you could, as a salesperson, call that tech support line and say, "Here's what my customer needs. What do you recommend?" And then you could actually recommend that to them, right? So, and that's pretty much that's a nice little tip. The other thing too is not only is Mighty Mule just for possibly the DIY person, but the Linear is a pro step up a little bit. So you have a little heavier, or you need more. You don't want to do it yourself. So we have professional installers that can install that, right? So it's a level above maybe a residential gate. So it might be a gate that opens many times during the day. Let's say it's at an apartment complex or something like that, where you have different codes of people getting in and out on a regular basis. So that's why we offer two of them, where we have the Mighty Mule for the DIY and of course the Linear for the more professional model.
Yeah, and you cut out a little bit in the beginning there.
Mhm.
So DIY for Mighty Meal. You also, when you think of Mighty Meal, kind of that would be good to talk to farm and ag type customers,
Mhm.
or anybody that has some very light duty usage.
Right.
When it comes to the Linear, that's kind of a step up. So maybe you're getting into property management and some
Mhm.
other very light duty commercial type stuff.
Right.
Now, Chris did talk to me a little bit about, gave me some good news the other day about a possibility of
Maybe.
maybe talking to Granger about some other additional products,
Mhm.
maybe some heavy duty gate operators. Is that
Mhm.
correct, Chris?
That is correct. So our company is entertaining the idea of that. It hasn't happened yet, but I will do my best to try to make it happen. Trust me, I'm a big fighter from this end. And so rumor has it that there's more to come. Well, we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, very good. Now, and this would be really good if we could get some of the more heavy duty stuff in, because that's where you're getting into it's being used 100 times a day. The parking garages, the big
Mhm.
corporate buildings like Granger Corporate. You have a gate
Mhm.
there, and
Mhm.
it's opening and closing multiple times a day. So
Yes.
that would be some good additions into the portfolio with Granger.
I think it would be a perfect match with Granger, with all the government jobs and the health care and all that stuff that you guys do. Absolutely. It's a marriage made in heaven. So we're trying. So we'll let you know real soon.
Yeah, and I gotta say, at ISC West, I stopped by the nice booth, very nice looking booth. It was nice
Mhm,
and big, but the one thing that like really caught my attention was the high security gate operators, and they had this one that was operational in their booth, and it lifted up the boom, the arm, whatever you would call it.
mhm,
And I forgot what the specs were, but they
mhm.
said basically a semi truck could drive in and hit this thing at like 50 miles an hour and it wouldn't budge. I mean, like I was blown away by that, and that's the type of stuff that would be really cool if we could get into Granger,
Exactly.
the high security type gate operators.
I
So
completely
fingers
100%.
crossed.
I will. I will.
All right. So, unfortunately, we cannot play this video, but Chris, why don't you talk about your partnership with Gary Sinise?
Yes, so I hope that you guys are familiar with Gary Sinise Foundation. It's a wonderful foundation where the supporting of our veterans, and so NICE has partnered up with Gary Sinise, and of course they build a lot of smart homes, and NICE is definitely part of that in many different ways. So the luxury of being able to push a button to open whatever, whether it's closing and opening the blinds, or we know it as we can open and close our garage door, open our gates, but I mean there's so much more to a smart home, and NICE has partnered up with them, and they are with them all the way. So we definitely contribute to that, and if you ever have an opportunity to participate in any kind of thing like that, I highly encourage it also.
Very good. And yeah, like I said, we unfortunately could not play the video here today. We wanted to, but if you just so happen to be watching this on YouTube, I did just now drop in the link to the Gary Sinise video that we wanted to play. Here's a hyperlink of it too. I just popped up on the screen. That way you could look it up. LinkedIn doesn't allow you to comment from StreamYard here, so I'll include that on the LinkedIn version.
Mhm.
That way, anybody watching this in the future could see that link and be able to watch this video, great partnership, doing
Mhm.
what we can to help support our wounded veterans. So fully support that. And that's amazing to hear that you guys do that. Kudos to you guys.
Yep. Very proud.
All right. So we already talked a little bit about Mighty Meal, but what are some of the key features that Mighty Meal has to offer
So we
that
have
makes them? I'm sorry, that makes them a little different from other gate operators.
So one of the things that we're very different about is that we actually have a smart gate opener. So we do have a lightweight gate opener, which is not smart. So that is for the consumer that just wants a simple little gate. But once we go into the 370 series, the 550 series, and so forth, it ends up being you connect a bridge basically, which is connected to Wi-Fi, and then it becomes a smart item, and you can download an app on your phone and operate your gate with that particular app. So it's really cool. And we are doing some upgrades in that too. So we're right now it's Wi-Fi. We're going to go to Bluetooth too. So there's more to come on that. But that's one of the things, and no other gate opener right now. And we have the technology right inside of our item versus a gadget that's put onto a gate opener. So that makes us a little bit different, which is nice. The other thing that we have, and we'll get into this into the tech department, we have something a little special there too that no one else has to offer. So I hope that clears it up a little bit. And there is another slide. I think it's the next one that kind of gets into that's the commercial. Let's go to the
Yeah,
next one.
these are
Here we
the
go. So I really like this diagram. And what this is a diagram that can show you that you can customize your gate opener any way you want it to be, right? So let's say you want to drive up and you want to actually have a keypad or an intercom system, that you can just keypad it in and go into your facility. Then you can also have a wand. There's a wand that goes in your driveway. So as you're exiting and going out, you don't have to do anything. Literally, it knows a vehicle is coming through and it opens the gate automatically for you. So you can add that feature. These are all the little accessories that can make a customized gate for whatever your needs are, right? And then there's different things, like there's solar panels that you can put on it. If you don't have electricity out there and you want to do something a little different and go solar, right? Then of course you can do battery operated. And then you can hardwire it too right in. So there's all that. So there's a lot of different things that you can do to customize. And of course, there's an intercom system also that you can actually put inside your home. So if somebody drives up, let's say it's a delivery, and they can hit the intercom and they say, hey, UPS is here, you can open up the gate and they can certainly drive in. And then the same thing, that vehicle sensor will open the gate for them as they go out. So it's as simple as that. You can customize it any way you want.
Very cool. Yeah, and I agree. This is one of my favorite diagrams that you guys have. It shows you, all of the different components, which for the most part, I'd say like 85% of everything shown on here has a Grainger SKU as far as the accessories. The driveway sensors, both wireless and wired, the solar panel, the keypad, even for a pedestrian gate, they have a gate lock for that too. So all of these accessories are loaded into Grainger. So thank you for going through all of that. And one other thing, I remember, I remember this being one of the really cool features that you guys have, and that is like an auto shut off if it senses that there's an object in between the gate and, well, as the gate's closing, and it'll stop and retract. Is that on both Mighty Meal and Linear, or is it just on Linear? Or
Yes. So yes, that is very true. We have a safety feature, but we also have photo eyes that you can put on it, kind of like what you have in your garage door. So if there's an object in the way, it won't let the garage door go completely down. We have photo beam eyes that can go, and if any abstraction is in the way, it will not close the gate. So that option is definitely there also. Yep.
Yeah, so some good safety features that they have. It's not just a good security product, but it also has some safety protocols built into it. So
Right.
very good there.
And
Now,
one more note on
sorry.
that too. We do have security too. So you can add a lock if you'd like. So you can actually lock up your gate. And we do recommend locks in a high windy area. Sometimes those gates might get torqued out of shape. So the lock helps to keep that gate centered and level. And so that's one of the advantages in a high windy situation, but also for security reasons too. So we sell a lot of locks. So, and of course that's available on Grainger also.
Yes, great point there. So those would be good. Like if maybe somebody's leaving the property and it's going to be vacant for a long period of time, or like Chris said, maybe it's along a coastline and there's a hurricane coming or something like that, or just high winds in general. Great way to be able to prevent some possible damage to the gates and the gate operators. So regarding Mighty Meal, I remember this from the last time with Bruce. Your customer service is one of the best out there. So why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so our customer service, we definitely we try to do the hours the best we can. So 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, and now we have Saturday hours, which is really nice. So from 10 to 6:30, so that's really nice. And then the other thing too that's so great, and if you would flip the thing one more time there for me, I want to show the built and the Tech C is very important. So can you flip the one?
That's all there is.
Okay.
I had to remove some slides from the
Oh,
presentation due to the
gotcha.
file size. So
Gotcha.
so unfortunately, this is the last slide.
Okay, that's okay. Let me talk to it. So let's talk about Tech C. So this is really important. So this is one of the things that no other company has. So what happens is, let's say you have a gate, it's not working right, you're getting frustrated. What do? you can call that 800 number. And what will happen is the tech can say, hey, we have a tech C. And what that means is if I send you a link and you open it up, then on your smart device, on your cell phone, let's say you're at the gate and you open that up, then the tech can actually see what you're seeing. So it's like that tech support person is standing right next to you. And so they can literally say, open up the control box, do this, do that. Let's test this. Let's test that. Maybe that's disconnected, or we need to reconnect it this way, things like that. So that hands-on is precious, because I know everyone has had a time when they're trying to, something didn't work right? And, or maybe it's an installation problem too. I mean, it may not be something that happened to the gate. It may be just an installation issue that you just can't get right. And that's where these guys come in and they really help. It's great. So that is live when you call them, and you can go right into them. So huge, and no other company has it. The other thing that we offer is a app, and it's called Built. It's BUTD. And so this particular app, what happens is that you can go in and you can open it up, and it's a 3D kind of a cartoon looking kind of video, and it shows you how to install a new gate step by step by step. And what the beauty of that is that you get to control it. You can stop it, you can start it, you can rewind it, you can go back. And so by the time you get through that entire 3D video, again, someone is right there guiding you through. And so that's really important too. Installation's probably one of our biggest hurdles. A lot of people, they get in a hurry and they miss a step, and then something doesn't work and they get frustrated. But going step by step through the Built app is very, very precious. And then, of course, if things don't work out right, you can certainly just call our tech C. So there you go.
And for all you dads out there too, it really does pay to follow the instructions. You can't just throw them away and say, I can figure this out on my own. So please follow the instructions. And Mighty Meal has all these tools available. I've never installed one myself, so I don't know what it's like, but hearing it sounds like that is just an amazing extra resource that is available for people that purchase these products. So that's just one of those value added things that you can talk to your customers about when you're talking to them about Mighty Meal. Now this was all Mighty Meal related. What about Linear? Do you have, does the Built app work for the Linear branded products too? Or because those are professional products, those are meant to be installed by a professional gate installer?
That's correct. So yes, so the Built app is just really designed for the DIY person, for the Mighty Meal products, right? And you're exactly right. The Linear, because it's a little higher step, it's a little pro, we do expect to have like a pro installer to install that. It will cost a little bit more money than what a Mighty Meal item cost. And it's going to need a little bit more precious hands put on it to make sure that it works correctly, and of course to the standards that it needs to be. So yes, you're exactly right.
Awesome. And when it comes to the Linear side of things too, we talked about all the gates, all the Mighty Meal products and all the accessories. Do we have accessories for all the Linear type products, and are they similar? Are they different? Talk a little bit about that too, please.
Yes. So Linear, we do have accessories that can go with that too also. I'm not sure how many of those things are actually on. Let's see. Let me get to my Linear page. So most of those are kits, and they have everything in there that they need to make it happen. But you can go and look at different accessories that are on linear.com. And if you see something on there that a pro needs, you can certainly go into Grainger sourcing, and we can certainly get them that particular part if that's what they want. So, yeah.
Okay, excellent. Now we have the Mighty Meal tech support and customer service phone numbers, and the hours and all that available here too.
Mhm.
So hopefully people have had enough time to take that all down. I'm going to switch back to the regular view here. Now, with COVID and the impact that it's had on everybody
Mhm.
worldwide, how has that impacted your supply chain of products? This is a question that I get asked. I still get asked fairly
Mhm.
often from Granger account managers. So,
Mhm.
if you could let us kind of know how you were impacted, if it
Mhm.
affected you at all,
Mhm.
and how you're doing present day here on what are we, June 16th, 2023.
Well, keep our fingers crossed. We're doing really good right now. So yeah. So if we go backwards, we were pretty good in 2020. Part of 21, we weren't bad, and then things got a little crazy, right? So as all manufacturers experience, it seems like. We did have our ups and downs through that. Obviously, raw materials went up. There were some price increases that happened, things like that. But uh, knock on wood, we're doing great now. In fact, I started 3 years ago. So I actually started in March of 2020. So that was right at the
Perfect
beginning.
time to start.
I know, right? So I was like, when we actually got product, I was like, this is the way it's really supposed to be, because for the last 2 years prior to that, it was I seemed like an inventory maintenance person rather than a salesperson, right? But we are doing great now. Our supplies are good. In fact, we have some things that we probably have too much of, but we're doing extremely, extremely well. So very proud to be able to say that, and wish I could have said that, back in 21. But here we are in 23, and we are good. So
Yeah, I remember meeting you. I remember Bruce setting up a meeting, for you, me, and him.
mhm,
And I don't remember if it was like right when all the shutdowns started happening,
mhm,
or actually, you know what? I think we were locked down, if you will, at home and
mhm.
all, because I think I remember taking that in my home office.
Yep.
And I remember thinking too, like, wow, I feel kind of sorry for her, coming into this new job, new role, and here we're all isolated. So
Yeah.
it was very, very interesting time for
To be
everybody.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I mean, I you really used that time effectively. I had a lot to
Mhm.
learn when I came on board, from jerky to gates, right? So
Yeah,
I just kind of hunkered down and just the internet most of my friend, and I learned a lot about all kinds of different things and programs, and I feel like that was a great training. I wasn't bothered by all the noise of traveling and trying to get somewhere. I literally had to focus on the products themselves, and of course getting new products in anywhere I could. And it was a struggle too, because we didn't have a lot of new products, and we certainly didn't have a lot of our regular products either. So
yeah.
but I just think things happen for a reason, and it's so far things are really good. So here we are.
Very good. So, regarding trade shows,
Mhm,
so I mentioned that you guys were at ISC West earlier
mhm,
this year. That's
mhm,
a show that you guys, at least every time I go, I've seen you guys there.
mhm,
So I imagine you guys will be going again next year. But are there any other trade shows that you plan on attending later on throughout the rest of this year, that people might be able to stop by your booth and learn more about your products?
Sure. So I personally don't go to a trade show, but I can tell you that we do participate in probably every trade show that anyone from Granger would probably go to. So if you do see a nice booth, please, please take the opportunity, go in, look at the products, talk to the people. We are nice, so and so absolutely. I don't know any of the trade shows by heart right now. I don't know exactly the dates that they're going to be, but I can guarantee you, if you're going to a trade show, just look in that directory and we'll be there.
Thinking about it, it would be funny if somebody um, started their own company that was a competitor of yours and they named themselves Naughty.
I
Yeah. Just a
Hmm.
thought. Anybody looking to start up a, security / smart home company, you might want to think
Yeah.
about using that as a name if you're targeting the nice audience.
I don't know, James. You and I may have a future together as partners.
All right. With that, that wraps things up pretty much. So, Chris, thank you for joining us. Do you have any final words at all for everybody here?
Be nice and sell gate openers and accessories. Any questions,
Yeah.
please reach out. I'm certainly available. If you have any questions, anything you go through Granger Resourcing comes to me. So absolutely anything that I can do for you to make your life a little bit easier with your customers, I'll be more than happy to see what I can do for you.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So that wraps up this episode of the Rowe-Thrush Solution Selling Show. Next Friday at 2:00 Central Time, we will have John with Milton Industries. Looking forward to that one. We'll be getting into the world of pneumatic couplers, air hoses, tire inflator gauges, all sorts of pneumatic accessories, all those types of products that they manufacture. And actually, since COVID, they've acquired, I think, 6 companies. So, we got a lot of cool stuff to cover with them. Early next week, I'll do my regular LinkedIn post talking about today's episode and next Friday's. I'll include a link there. You could always reach out to myself too earlier on if you want an RSVP for that live stream. And again, remember, if you join us while we're live, you can type in questions while we're live and get answers right then and there from the supplier. So again, with that, thank you so much for joining us here today, Chris. I hope you have a great weekend and take it easy, and we'll be in touch soon, okay?
Thank you. And happy Father's Day to you, and happy Father's Day to all those that are watching.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we're going to pop up contact info for both Chris and I. So please take this down in case you want to reach out to us with any questions. Have a great weekend, everyone.